How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting, and welcome back to Chaoschild, where we're here at the school festival prep. It's not quite here yet, but it's getting really close, and every time we tiptoe closer to it, it's just basically we're getting like warnings, like red alert signals that like this festival is where things are going to go down. We know that it's also coinciding with the day of the next expected victim. I don't know if it's just going to be a one victim event or if there's going to be something really crazy kicking off, but we've got like random people in supermarkets wearing the sumo face like on their like heads, which is also kind of reminding me again of the like Nozomi backpack stuff where they would go and like start like brainwashing people with like the weird like satchels that they would carry with the devices in them, like the miniature Noah 2s. Now we've got people with like the sumo stickers on them, which like maybe they're the vehicle for the next Nozomi type device. Part of me was thinking it might be like Takumi doing stuff, but now it's feeling a lot more sinister, unless he's a villain in this story. I'm not so sure that's the right like line of thinking anymore. We'll have to see. But regardless, it feels like there's lots of pieces moving about, and unfortunately our Taku is a bit caught up in him, because like I don't know if they're planning to just use him as bait, or if they are like, because like it's very clear that like even the factions that are seeming on the more good side, I don't know if anyone's good yet, but the people who seem to be on the more good side, they're watching him and they are positioning him in specifically with the interview that's going to be happening. I guess like they feel like that's going to be involved somehow. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. So, I guess there's not much else we can do but like see what other shenanigans we get up to as we prepare for the inevitable, which is this dang school festival, which is just, it's going to be rough. But we'll get there when we get there, I guess. Thank you so much. I hope we can just kick back and enjoy ourselves. So let's jump right in. Exhausted from all the work I've been doing, I decided to use one of the meal tickets I'd been given and headed for the cafeteria. But then I realized I'd never used the cafeteria before and had no idea how it worked. There were a lot of loud groups that ate there, and I didn't like it. In the end, I gave up. Man, I mean, I kind of get it. I do, but it's also like, that's some pretty crippling social anxiety, man. Like, that's the level of interference it's having in your function, to the point where you're like, oh, I want to do this, but then, oh wait, people are there, I can't do that. It's like that denotes a tipping point of where you probably should reach out for help. If you ever find yourself in situations where you are avoiding things you want to do because of like some type of stressor, it could be people, it could be going outside, it could be a phobia, it could be anything. The instant it's interfering with like you accomplishing or participating in things you like or want to do, that should be a big signal that you should go and like consider getting a little bit of professional help. Not saying like you're crazy. It's more we're all a little bit off kilter. Some more than others, but most of us have some, and we all could benefit from having a little nudge in the right direction, or what it ends up being is a very professionally delivered change of perspective, which is what really helped me in the past when I was really struggling. Anyway, so Taku, he probably won't try and talk to a counselor, but he should. Instead, I decided to go out into the courtyard and check on something I thought about. The wind chimes that had been set up for the restoration festival. Oh, right, the one with like the little wishes. And the wishes that were tied to them. Arimura-san had said it was a secret, but I was interested in seeing what she'd written down. Maybe I'd get a clue as to who she really was. How are you gonna find it though? I tried to find her name among the huge number of wind chimes. There were no clappers inside the chimes. With so many wind chimes, there had to be some there that would have made an incredible noise. I saw several other messages as I searched. Please let everyone be happy. Please don't let anyone be sad. There were a lot of platitudes like that. And then I found it. Arimura Hinai. Ooh, please let the truth be found. Interesting. That's an interesting wish. It was just a single line. It is a little weird, I gotta say. Nope. It is a little weird seeing it in English. I know that's like, it's nice that they do that because it's part of the translation. But I know like This would look way better with Japanese on it. Like it's like designed in a way that works with like the language so much better. What did that mean? The truth about the earthquake? No, there was no truth to be found. An earthquake was an earthquake. Oh, it hurts to hear him say that because it's like, not that one. There was an urban legend that the earthquake had been caused artificially, but there's no way that could be true. I mean, it's totally true though. This is a great look into like, there's so many times where you hear something that's like, oh, that's like a conspiracy theory, and it's like 99.9% of them clearly can't be true, or they're just absolutely ridiculous. But it makes you wonder, like, there's got to be a few that are right, you know? Like, someone's got to guess right at least once in a while. What did she meant when she'd written this?
Taku!
Oh, yeah. You know, it's kind of funny that he didn't even think about going to see her when she clearly wanted his help earlier. Hey, Onoa.
Oh.
I turned around and saw a familiar face.
もう、どこ行ってたの？ずっと探してたんだよ。電話しても繋がらないし。
Oh gosh, really? My heart raced a little when I heard that.
だからスマホは落としたんだって、お前も知ってるだろ。
Right, I forgot about that. I literally had forgotten about that. He left it in the hospital.
あ、そっか。
I dropped my phone to the AH Tokyo General Hospital and still didn't have it back. No, I was probably never going to get it back. They had it now. And it probably means that they are hearing all the calls. The two of them that I'd seen in the picture on the board in the club room. Of course, I'd filled out the paperwork and have it shut off already. Oh, okay, so he has disconnected it. The phone itself was locked, so if they tried to use it anyway, it should wipe itself. So they probably wouldn't be able to see what was inside, but still, the idea of someone else, particularly someone else connected to my case, having my phone wasn't a pleasant one. And it sucks too, because we got like video or footage of that room, and I wanted to see what was on that, because that footage, it seemed like we were seeing stuff that might not have been there. Like it might have been a delusion, a superimposed one, but I do want to know what it had picked up. That was something I was really sad that we didn't get to see. Maybe it'll come back eventually, but so far, no.
新しいの買った方が良くない？
まあ、そうなんだけどさ。
With what money? I'd spent the whole day reaching into my pocket, being surprised to find that it wasn't there. I hate that. I hate that I do that too. Heck, I remember that was one thing that even my parents said when they first got me a phone. They were really hesitant to do it, and when they did, they were like, don't let it control you or be like everything you do. And yet, basically from then on, I've always like had to check, where's my phone? What have I done? Have I missed a message? And you get that phantom like vibrating feeling where like you swear that your phone's gone off and you check it and it hasn't. Of course, nowadays it tends to just go off so many times that it's useless stuff like, oh, you got an email from spam. Only now that it was gone, I realized how much I depended on my phone. It was probably a good idea to do what she said and go buy a new one, but the phone was... Oh. Dang, that sucks. It has like some of his only family pictures. Ah, that's why you gotta back that stuff up, man.
タク？
なんでもない。それより何か用か。
あ、そうだった。とにかく大変なんだよ。
Okay, okay. What do you need? Actually, she looked like she was in a big hurry a moment ago.
だから何が？
だからね、とにかく来て。
Alright, so it is either really hard to explain or it's an excuse. Oh, hi. She's so angry. I was dragged off again. I've lost count how many times that happened today.
おかえりなさいませ、ご主人様ケロン。
Oh, this is awesome and terrifying. Those voices were my class's project, the Ghetto Froggy Cafe. Right. You know what's funny? Because, like, you hear all these stories about the maid cafes in Japan, and first of all, I feel like I'm instantly disqualified because I'll just be pegged as a creep no matter what. I'm too old for that kind of thing, and frankly, most of us, if not all of us, are. Second of all, I don't know if I can handle that. I think I would die inside. I think it's a cute concept, and it definitely looks like a fun idea. But in practice, I think it would just kill me. I think it would just be like, nope, I would rather be on Mars without a spacesuit than in here. So I don't think I'm going to go to a maid cafe ever, even if I get the opportunity. Maybe for a laugh, but even then, I would be so embarrassed. And there's so many other good places to be, especially in like Tokyo, Akihabara. Like, why would I go there? Like, really? After they said their lines, my classmates all started to do some kind of strange dance. They were making a video that would be displayed in the center of the cafe.
だからオリジナルのゲロカエルは喋らないんだって。
Normally, I would have been forced to spend the day recording them. But since I had to help the student council, I've been temporarily released.
で、これがどうしたんだ？
なんか壊れちゃったみたいなの、カメラ。
Oh, that could be bad. So if they recorded this and they can't get the data off, there are ways around it, but that's gonna be tricky.
え？
She pointed at the camera that I'd set up.
音が出ないんだよ。それでみんな困ってて。
Oh, fetch. Welcome to my nightmare. I've had times with recording where, like, I get through the entire recording only to look over and realize, oh, my audio crashed or my video crashed. I lost all of that. And I can't just re-record that. I told you before, there are plenty of creators I know. I've even talked to them or seen them talk about it who will have an issue like that, and they will just re-record and pretend again. They'll pretend to react, and that's often the channels that you see that do like really big, like crazy, exuberant overreactions because it's more of an act. I can't do that. I don't want to do that, and even if I did, I think it would sound and play terribly. I'm here to do what I want to do, which is to just share who I am with you and share a good story. But that means that when I have a crisis like that, I have to bite the bullet and either just skip some content or use what I've got. Now, thankfully, I have become wise enough to understand having backup is really important. So I have 2 sources of audio capture, and for some videos I have 3. It just depends on the recording system I'm using. But I at least have 2, and worst comes to worst, I usually can take like the worst of the audio and I can make something of it. It's never great, and I hate it when I have to do it, but I honestly think bad audio is better than no audio. So yeah, this is a real problem because you can't just redub something like that, not without tons of extra work. It would probably be easier just to redo the video. Setika's tiny finger reached out and hit the play button. She was right, there's no sound from the camera.
変だな。今朝確認した時にはちゃんと。
I decided to start by checking the camera's settings. Oh, so that was it.
これ、誰かが設定いじっただろ。
どうなのかな？
音声出力がスピーカーじゃなくなってる。
I called up the right setting and changed the output method. Oh, then they got the audio. It's just not playing. Ah, now that's a rookie mistake. When I switched it over, suddenly heard loud laughter and yells coming from the speaker.
本当だ!
Setika smiled. Aw, I felt a little relieved. If they hadn't been able to take that video, who knows what the rest of the class would have said about me.
皆さん、カメラ直りましたよ。撮影しますね。
It was never broken, though.
じゃあ始めんぞ、カメラっ子。
はい、大丈夫です。どうぞ。
I like how we've been demoted to camera kid. Since I was the camera expert, I was put in charge of the filming. What a pain in the butt. I didn't want to do any of this, do anything to do with this crap. I mean, bro, to be fair, do you want to do anything else though? Like, I feel like sitting behind the camera and being grumpy is basically your MO. Like, it's your bread and butter.
んじゃ行くぞ。せーの。
Oh no. The loud music started to play again and they all began to dance. But they weren't happy with the result. First, someone messed up the choreography, then they wanted to change their positions, and it went on and on. Yeah. Now, if you want to make this a real good production, this is stuff I would love to do because I feel like I've got good ideas for this stuff and like the video and audio design in general, but you need multiple cameras. But set up multiple cameras, getting multiple angles, do reshoots that he's like they're wanting to do where they want to like fix mistakes and whatnot, but change the camera positions for all of them, and then you could make a montage with like different camera angles in time with the music and the movements. You can cut out any of this, the parts of the takes that you don't like, and you put together a pretty decent video. I only felt like doing a good job for the first few times. They said it was a promotional video, but it was really just a rip-off of something they'd seen on Nikunyan. I mean, yeah, that's probably true. They're also high school kids. I doubt they have the time, dedication to really try and make something original. No matter what I did, it wasn't going to turn out right. But it was still, they were still smiling as they danced.
何がそんなに楽しいんだろうな。
I mean, it's interesting because it's one of those things that doesn't sound fun, but when you're doing it, it's part of like just doing something with other people and like accomplishing a goal, even if it's silly and you know it's silly. It still is good to like feel like you're doing something and making something.
ごめん、間違えた。
もう、だからそこは右だって右。お箸持つ方よ、ゲロスケ。わかる？
Yeah, yeah. See, like they're just having a good time. I really didn't care. I hoped this would end soon.
タク、ダメだよ。顔に出てる。
Oh, letting what show? How grumpy we are?
じゃあお前が代わりにやってくれよ。
タクみたいにかっこよく撮れないもん。
おだてても無駄だぞ。
おだててなんていないよ。
She's like, it's not flattery if it's true. Seneca gave me an easygoing laugh like she always did. How fine she seemed to say. And then...
ねえ、宮代くん。今までの見れる？
Oh wow, they actually like called him by name. Good, because like, I felt like he was just camera boy. Suddenly, a girl in a costume talked to me. What was her name? Felt like I talked to her before.
見れますよ。
あれ？ちょっと音が悪くない？
このカメラのマイクって音楽録音用じゃないんだそうです、田中先輩。
Tanaka-san, so that was her name. Yeah, I think she's the girl that talked to us in the first episode. Sedeka was amazing. It was the same class, I didn't even know her name.
ふーん。ありがとう。あ、そういえばさ、新聞部、ワタヤンと対談するって本当？
Oh, here we go. Watanya? Watayan?
ニコニアの渡部さんのことですか？本当ですけど。
やっぱマジなの？ちょっと、マジだって。
え？
Why is she bringing everyone over here? Was it like a bet or something? And suddenly I was surrounded.
マジかよ、すげえじゃん。
対談って何すんの？
Try not to pass out? I don't know.
さあ、よくわかんないんですけど。
Tanaka-san seemed surprised.
え？あの動画のことじゃないの？
I was surprised. Even Tanaka-san knew about it?
てかさ、新聞部っていまいち目立ってないけど、実はすごかったりする？
Well, that's a loaded question.
そんなことは。
If they're having an interview with Watanyan, then that means, Tanaka-san started to say, but everyone started listening to her. What the heck's going on? I know that Kazuki's classmate, Arimura-san, had talked about it, but I didn't expect my own class to get this excited. Ooh, you know what this reminds me? This reminds me of the whole Esper situation on top of the 706 building in the Scramble Crossing, right? The whole idea is everyone got super, like, crazy into something that revolved around for the first Taku for some reason. And it was all about pushing him into finding his D-sword. I wonder if that's what's going to be happening here. Because certainly social anxiety is his major pressure point. So I wonder if putting him on a pedestal and getting him into a really, like overly, like, observed and overly judged and criticized, like, point of view is going to push him to that, like, that that edge of sanity that allows him to find a D sword. Oh, you know what? I should be looking in the background for the sword. Like, it should be like if they're gonna have a D sword in here. Why have I not been looking for that? I could have been doing that this whole time, because I bet you that if there's gonna be D swords, we're gonna see them, and they're probably gonna start materializing in the background. Is talking to Watabe that special?
つかよ。んなことよりもう一つの噂。お前、あれってマジなん？
Which rumor is this?
Huh?
Other rumor?
川原と殴り合ったって。
Kawahara? I don't remember Kawahara.
Oh.
I almost reached for my cheek, but managed to stop myself. Oh. Is Kawahara like Kurusu?
はあ、マジで？
Oh no, Kawahara, duh, he's not Kurusu. It's not Kurusu, it's the student vice president or whatever.
あ、そういえば少し腫れてる。
A chorus of wait, how, and why began. Guys, calm down. What's going on here?
すげえな、宮代。お前喧嘩なんかすんの？
Yeah, so like, I think all that's happening here is like their emotions are being inflamed or flared up. And again, in the first story, Nozomi would do this in order to help bring about like meaningful distortions and delusions. That they found the real booting was easier when a lot of people were like in a heightened emotional state.
いや、喧嘩ってわけじゃ。
で、あれだろ、宮代。川原ってことは女帝と関係あんだろ？
Oh, of course.
いや、まあそうですけど。
え、何それ何それ。もしかしてノノの取り合い？
Oh, I had a feeling that was gonna go there.
マジ？かっこいいじゃん。
Ironically, you could angle this in a good way, man, but he's not seeing it as an opportunity. He's seeing it as a threat. I can't take this anymore.
あ、タク？
I went out to the hallway and the girl started to talk about romance. I leaned up against the wall and sighed. I could hear people in the classroom asking where I'd gone. Poor boy. My head hurts. I wonder if this is like one of those attacks.
タク、大丈夫？
Sedeka poked her head out of the classroom and I waved a hand and told her I was fine. And then...
人気者になったね、タク。
That's one way to put it. Sedeka was smiling. I had no idea what she was so happy about.
お前な。
They were just talking about my interview with Watabe, then my argument with Kawahara-kun because it was a good excuse to get excited and have fun.
気づいた？
何が？
呼び方、カメラっ子から宮代になってたよ。
I mean, that's true. I did notice that, and I was wondering about that. Did I?
宮代くん？
Takata-san poked her head out from behind Sedeka.
どうしたの？いきなり出てっちゃって。
そのトイレに。
That's a terrible excuse.
あ、そっか。ごめん。
Tanaka scratched her cheek a little. She looked apologetic.
ごめんね。大事な対談とかあるのにダラダラしちゃって。ダンス、次でちゃんと決めるから。
はい、私たちも可愛く撮りますから、頑張ってください。
Sedeka answered for me.
ありがとう。
As she turned to go back in the classroom, I found myself speaking to her.
田中さん。
何？
Why am I saying this?
踊りに使ってる曲の音源、後でもらえますか？
それはいいけど、 なんで？
Well, of course, he's going to splice it in. It's like, yeah, the camera can't record the music very well. All I need to do, though, is take the video feed and superimpose a different audio track with good-sounding music. It'll sound perfect.
最初のセリフ以外は踊ってるだけですから、セリフと音楽を別にして映像に重ねます。それで綺麗な音にできると思います。
Oh, yeah. Super easy.
そんなことこれからできるの？ありがとう。じゃあそれで。ごめん。トイレ早く行ってきて。
She ran back to the classroom excited. My man, good job. Whew, that made me nervous. I feel so tired. Oh, she's squeezing the ghetto froggy. She like waved her cell phone strap at me happily. It made the same strange sound it always did.
だから何が嬉しいんだよ、お前。
Wait a minute. She waved the cell phone strap at me, and it made the same sound it always did. I thought it was making that sound because she squeezed it. Why is it making sounds when she's not squeezing it? That's weird.
タクがね、やる気になってるから。
別にそういうわけじゃない。ただ。
Yeah, even if it was cliche, for a moment, I thought that this whole school festival thing might not be so bad after all. That's the definition of you're getting it. My man. I opened the lid of my Mountain View and took a big gulp. My head finally felt clear. Mountain View really was the water of life. No, dude, I'm guessing they've got some kind of weird Nozomi Nozomi device at the school. It's inflaming emotions and giving you a headache. By the time I'd finished helping the setup at the cafe and the other things that the student council had needed from me, it was night. The air on the roof was a little cool on my skin. But still, all the preparations weren't finished, and the student council, including me, the other helpers had been running around the whole time. I might end up having to stay the night.
勘弁してほしいよな。まったく。
何が？
Oh.
そりゃいくら文化祭だからって何も止まってまで。
Huh? Holy
お
crap!
疲れ様。
I didn't think it was gonna be her. Like I thought it was gonna be that Tanaka or Takana, whatever her name was.
クルス。
Yeah, are you supposed to be here? You were stabbed like 2 days ago. For a moment, I doubted what I was seeing, but it was definitely Kurusu.
何やってんだよ。怪我は大丈夫なのか？
嫌だ。あんまり重病人扱いしないでほしいわね。
You were literally a hospital patient. But I could tell her face was twisted just a little in pain. You need to stop this. Go lay down. Of course. She had been stabbed only 2 days ago. Even I knew she should be staying in bed.
重病人扱いも何も重病人だろ。寝てなきゃダメじゃないか。
Thank you. Thank you for saying it. Whenever me and the other kids got sick or got hurt, Kurusu always was the one to say, don't push yourself too hard. It's okay to rely on people around you. When I told her that, she chuckled.
覚えてるのね。
Of course I am. She seemed a little happy.
気になって少し様子を見に来ただけ。しっかりやってくれてるみたいで、ちょっと安心した。
Now that's a great picture right there. That could be a good thumbnail. Kurusu happy. But go home!
大丈夫だよ。サボるわけないだろ。
勘弁してくれって言っていたのに。
Hey, complaining for a break and actually leaving are two different things. I complain at work all the time, but I'm pretty happy to have the job.
それは。
Kurusu smiled as if she enjoyed watching me choke on my words.
はい、これ。
Kurusu handed me a small bag. It was handmade from felt. Ooh. Back when I still lived with her, Kurusu had made one for me, Yui, Yuto, and herself, each a different color. Where I'd put mine? Why did I put mine, come to think of it?
お弁当。あなたのことだから、 どうせご飯もちゃんと食べてないんでしょ？
Well, have we had a chance? I feel like we haven't been able to leave.
作ってきたのか？
おにぎりくらいだけどね。
Hey, onigiri's fine. She didn't have time to make anything more, she said. What was she thinking? Why would she do that when she was injured? She does that because she's one of those people who can't take her own medicine, right? She'll absolutely be like, no, you take care of yourself. You take care of, you heal, get better, right? But then, nope, she won't listen to her own words. I sat down, opened the bag, and there's a little lunchbox inside. There were 2 big rice balls, lightly pan-fried hot dog, and some tamagoyaki. She was right, none of that was particularly hard to make. Yeah, but still, it takes effort.
バランスとか全然で悪いけど。
It's fair. I imagine we burned enough calories to make up for it. Plus, Takuru's a freaking beanpole. He can stand it.
どうしたの？
いただきます。
I suddenly felt really embarrassed and I decided to try and hide it by taking a big bite out of the rice ball. It was tasty. It was a taste I hadn't experienced in a while. And it was one I used to enjoy all the time.
ねえ、今日のこと聞いてもいい？
Kurusu waited for me to finish and gently asked me, oh, she's doing a miniature, like, dinner table. Aw, that's really sweet. I looked up and saw at some point she started staring up at the stars.
今日一日何があったのか知りたいの。
That's very
朝から
fair.
何があって、あなたがどういうことをしていたのか。
生徒会の手伝いだよ。知ってるだろ。
具体的に聞きたいのよ。あなたの口から直接。
Come on, bro. Just tell her. She turned toward me. She seemed very serious about this. I didn't really know what she was thinking, but I felt like I had to give her a real answer.
和樹の手伝いをした。
和樹の？
We're gonna go bit by bit, huh?
うん。クラスの展示に使うパーツを運んでほしいって。
そう。和樹喜んでた？
Yeah, more or less.
多分。ああ、そういえばスルメくれた。
Oh, she tried to give me the sucker that was in her mouth first.
そう。他には？
有村さんに知らないクラスのパンフレット作りを手伝わされた。
有村さん？
Yeah, she's like, fetch me, that girl that like basically threatened you? Her eyes narrowed just a little. Arimura-san was involved in the case and she probably didn't want me talking to her. But like, I like, she demanded. She grabbed me and yanked me behind her. I didn't really have a choice in the matter.
大丈夫だよ。本当にパンフを作らされただけだから。
そう。それだけなのね。
To be honest, I tried to talk to her a little bit about the case, but if I told Kurusu that, she'd get worried. So I didn't.
それで、他には？
Kurusu, you're getting awfully close. And this is very, like, mood setting. Oh boy.
あなたのクラスはどうなの？ゲロカエルン喫茶だったかしら？
Sounds like she already knows.
ああ、それはなんとか形になったみたいだけど。
あなたが映像の担当なんでしょ？
Oh yeah, I nodded.
もうほとんど終わってて、残りは明日の朝。映像はもうできてるからそれに音楽を載せるだけなんだ。
朝で間に合うの？
十分だろ。
I mean, it depends. My experience is that the trouble would be compiling the video, but if you've got a decent like editor and the video's not that long, like only on, like if it's under like 5 minutes, which I'm pretty sure it is, 'cause it's just one song, then yeah, it wouldn't be too hard or take too much time. And honestly, I hadn't expected to be working until I hadn't expected to be working until the morning of the festival.
でも、今日は泊まり込みになるんでしょ？
Kurusu talked as if it was the most natural thing in the world. I almost couldn't believe it.
毎年こんなに忙しかったのか、文化祭って。
I'd never participated, so I had no idea that everyone was doing all this work.
まあね。でも今年は特別。復興祭も近いし、初めての3学年揃っての文化祭だから。
Oh, okay, interesting.
そっか。
We third-year students have been the first class at Hekiko Academy. This would be the first year that all 3 grades had full class at school.
もう一日中バタバタしすぎて、わけがわかんなかったよ。
So it's a pretty new facility then. I'd been forced to carry so much stuff that I was getting muscle cramps, and then it was one problem after another. Talking to new people always made me nervous, so I'd have to do that a bunch of times. I was really tired.
何?
Kurusu saw me thinking back on the day's events and smiled.
それで
え
それで、あなたはどう感じたの？
How did it feel?
大変だったよ。
Aww.
それだけ？
It was like she could read my mind. Dang it. I felt just a little awkward as I spoke.
あのさ。
ええ。
うちのクラスとか、結構いいやつもいた。
Aww, it's so simple.
そうなんだ。
うん。明日の渡部との対談、楽しみにしてるって。
そう。
あと、カメラっ子って言っていたやつが、宮代って。
うん。どう？タクル。
何が？
She looked like a mother giving a present to a young child.
事件なんか追わなくても、結構楽しいものでしょ？
Oh, well, that's kind of unfortunate. I thought you were just being here to be all sweet and just be nice, but no, like she's kind of got an angle here.
それは。
I tried to deny it, but I couldn't. I see. Kurusu had come all this way, even though she was hurt, just to say this to me.
タクル、帰ってくる気にはなれない？
Hmm. Come on, bro. You got a good home going there. You don't want to abandon that just because, yeah, maybe they didn't handle things properly, but talk about it.
父さんも、ユイもユウトも、それを望んでる。特にユイがね、あなたがお風呂掃除をしていなかったってうるさいの。
I could imagine it. Yui was like a mini Kurusu. The woman definitely had the upper hand in that household.
タクル、もう事件なんか追わないって約束して。帰ってきなさい。手伝ってほしいこと、たくさんあるの。
Aww. I think he's probably going to say yes to this, but I feel like we're not going to be able to keep the promise of staying away because I think the case won't leave us alone at this point. But he could go home.
タクル。
ごちそうさま。
Oh. Dang it. Say the words! I put the lunchbox back in the bag and stood up and handed it to Kurusu. Then I headed toward the door.
わかった。考えてみるよ。
Hey! Alright, thank you. At least you're doing that.
そう。よかった。
I could hear Kurusu's footsteps as she tried to catch up to me. But the next moment... Oh, fetch me. Oh, you girl, go home!
クルス。
I heard a small moan and I turned around. Kurusu had crumpled on the ground holding her stomach. If you pulled a suture...
クルス
If you pulled one of your stitches, girl...
平気。
No, you're freaking not!
大丈夫。
No, you're not! She was trying to force herself to smile. There was a thick drops of sweat on her forehead.
大丈夫じゃないだろ。
ごめんなさい。
とにかく帰るんだ。タクシー呼ぶから。
Yeah, don't be apologizing. The only thing you apologize for is you shouldn't be here. I had to let her lean on my shoulder as we hurried to the front gate as quietly but quickly as possible.
青葉 E までお願いします。
I got her to load it inside the taxi and told the driver where to go.
Takuru.
Aww. I don't like this because this whole interaction and this whole setup is making me really worried that something terrible is going to happen to her. Again. Because this really has a feeling of like, hey, this is the last time we saw her. Oh, don't do that, game, please.
Huh?
さっきのこと考えておいて。
Fine, I get it. I moved away so I could shut the door.
タクル。ありがとう。
何が？
何がだろうね。
Huh? Yeah, okay. What? I hate this. I hate this. I hate how that feels like last words. The door closed and the taxi disappeared around down the road. Usually everyone called her Empress, and she acted like she was my big sister, but she looked weak. And if I was the big brother, and she was the little sister.
あ、そうだ、ユイ。
I remembered Yui when I thought of the little sisters. I needed to send her a message about Kurusu. I put my hand in my pocket and once again realized that my phone wasn't there. Dang it, how many times did that happen today? I'd have to ask Sedaka.
宮代？
Oh.
え？川原くん。
Oh boy. Oh no, did you see Kurusu here?
何かあったのか？あ、いや、そうじゃありませんけど。そうか。
Okay. From the way he was acting, he probably didn't see her, right? If he had seen her, he wouldn't be acting this way. He'd probably be blaming me for putting too much strain on Kurusu and hit me again.
ほら。
God, Harakun tossed something at me. I almost dropped it, but I managed to grab it at the last second. It was a can of coffee.
飲めよ。
He'd be like, Thank you for your help. But you're not stopping yet, so you need to drink this so you keep working through the night.
いや、でも、泊まり込みになるからな。はあ、どうも。
He opened another can for himself and took a drink, then looked around the courtyard. There were stalls lined up, each covered in flashy decorations. All the preparations were finished around here.
クルスが来れないって分かった時はどうなるかと思ったけど、なんとか形になりそうだな。うん。
Say something! What's going on? Kawahara-kun kept glancing over at me as if he was waiting for the right moment to say something. Eventually, he took a big sip of his coffee and said,
悪かったな。
Aww. That's a pretty big thing for him to say. He pointed to my cheek. I knew he was talking about hitting me.
いえ、悪かったのは僕ですから。
He began to speak hesitantly. Actually, you see...
あの日の次の朝、クルスから電話があったんだ。できればお前に謝ってほしいっつってな。
Okay, so I get it. You have no interest in apologizing, but you don't have any interest in defying her either, and you know she's going to ask you if you apologize.
そんなの気にすることないですよ。まあな。そりゃそうなんだけどよ。
Man, he is so into her. I feel bad because I think she doesn't see him at all. Kawahara-kun sighed, stretched, and leaned up against the school gate.
癖かもな。小学生の時からあいつは委員長っつうか、いつもリーダーみたいなことやってたからな。小学生の時からあんなだったんですか。
Both Kurusu and Kawahara-kun went to the same public elementary school. I'd gone to a different private one.
とにかく面倒見が良くてな。みんなあいつのこと好きだったよ。特に俺とあともう一人。地震で死んじまったけど、南沢ってやつはいつもクルスと一緒にいた。3人でよくつるんでたんだよ。
Oh, Minamisawa is the girl that she visits the shrine to like respect.
へえ。知ってるか？あいつ小学校の頃は毎年リレーの選手だったんだぜ。
え？
I was really surprised. She didn't seem to be that bad at sports, but she certainly didn't seem to like them. She couldn't do a spin on the horizontal bar. He must have found my reaction funny because Kawahara-kun continued in a more upbeat tone.
あの地震で大怪我してな。今はそうでもないけど、しばらくは歩くのさえ大変そうにしてたんだ。
Oh man. Boy, do I know what that's like. I've talked about this before, but like I'll still repeat it again. You're gonna hear it a lot if you watch everything I do, but it's just good for context. When I was in high school, I had a really nasty bike crash where, like when I fell, I basically shattered my knee joint. So normally if you have a bad knee injury, usually tearing tendons is a fairly common injury, even like sports wise and all of that. No, I actually shattered the part of the bone where the tendon's attached. So they just kind of like snapped free and my knee was basically useless. I had to do a special surgery where they had to go and kind of take all the shattered bone and basically tie it down in the proper location. Because otherwise, if it had been left to its own devices, the bone would have healed, but it would have fused my knee joint. And so then I'd either have a leg that was permanently straight or permanently bent. I would have been crippled. And honestly, I hit the microphone, sorry about that. I also might have been a contender for amputation because like when your leg freezes like that, it's almost like it becomes less useful than a prosthetic most of the time. So that would have been a disaster, but because of modern medicine, they were able to fix it, and I was able to slowly heal, and then eventually I was able to learn to walk again. But that's the thing, I had to learn to walk again. It wasn't necessarily like, oh, I can't keep my balance and don't know how to use my legs, but my muscles had atrophied severely, and I had to like kind of basically relearn how to balance and put weight on that leg. Because my whole existence for like 9 months had been to avoid doing anything to it that might cause it to hurt. So yeah, like, I'm pretty lucky, all things considered, that I made out as well as I did. And it seems Kurisu has similar history to me, although maybe, well, I don't know, I was about to say maybe less extreme, but she did just get stabbed. I've never been stabbed before. But it seems we have bad luck. We've not been the luckiest. I had no idea. When I'd woken up a year after the earthquake, I hadn't seen any sign of that. She'd probably gone through a lot of hard rehab while I'd been in a coma.
その影響で運動はほとんどしなくなった。一度だけ運動部に誘ったんだが、断られたよ。
そうだったんですか。
I also refused a lot of stuff, but that's because re-injury is a big problem. So depending on how you got hurt, sometimes the doctors strongly encourage you to avoid certain activities. Like I grew up doing skiing with my family, but I can't do that anymore. It's such a high risk for me to hurt my leg again. I was basically told like, hey, if you have any respect for your leg and your ability to walk, you should not ski. So I took that advice. There was a moment of awkwardness. I didn't know what to do. You could, I don't know, share a story or something? Come to think of it, I'd never talked with Kawahara-kun like this before.
文化祭。盛り上げられるだけ盛り上げようぜ。あいつから任されたんだからな。
You mean you? Kawahara-kun turned away from me and walked back to the school building.
そうか。
I realized that he'd been acting weirdly all day because he was waiting for a chance to apologize. Ooh. These sumo sticker memes will have you dying. What is a sumo sticker? A mysterious sticker that started appearing in Shibuya around 2007. No one knows who puts them up or why. They're about 20 centimeters by 15 centimeters with a design like 2 overlapping faces. They have 3 eyes, 2 noses, 2 mouths, and they're called sumo stickers because the face looks like that of a fat man, but no one knows what they really are. And these sumo stickers have made for some terrible memes. Total sumo. Like, don't call me a sumo sticker, call me Mr. Sumo Sticker. I feel like they used an actual meme to make this, and then nom nom. Yeah, they are terrible memes. And then short version, 7 reasons to return to the new generation of madness is terrifying. I mean, you don't need 7 reasons. Shibuya Restoration Festival, retrospective, from the Shibuya earthquake to the reconstruction. 8 occult rumors hidden in Shibuya earthquake. 8, huh? They recommended, are you the type who loses from affiliated marketing or gains? What? The best way to eat crab. This is crab raving there. The complete history of @channel. That must be something. And then what's the special Shibuya reconstruction tax? But yeah, and then this is like, it's not a subreddit. It's more like 4chan or 2chan, whatever it is. But it's still like chats rooms. And there's like a tweet and a like. Okay. Now I'm getting excited. And he's like, blah, blah, blah. I slid here. I dance with hard luck. Those who put their feet in the ring have danced with hard luck. These must be references I'm just not getting. Make peace with the sumo wrestler, says lol, the big banner. There's even a Vocaloid song about that. Of course there's a Miku song about the sumo stickers. That's just part of culture. Vocalo, the boss tells me to put the stickers up with a cannon, but amazingly, this song has 1 million views only 24 hours after release due to an article on the sumo stickers published web journal Tomoaki Watabe at the same time. Again, it looks like coordinating releases of things to try and like increase like the interaction. That's probably a real thing, I think about it. I've never thought to do that though.
それじゃあ消すよ。思った以上に暗くなるね。
大丈夫か？
多分。
Are we spending the night?
みんなおやすみ。
How late is it? Are we actually getting sleep? Because it's hard to imagine that we would be there long enough that would justify us like staying over. But the funny thing is, again, my high school was not that different because I was in the newspaper club. Again, too many parallels to this story, apparently. I was in the newspaper club, and when we were about to publish one of our papers, we would have a rap party, which is where I get the term that I use on this channel. When I finish this game, I do a live stream called a rap party, and it's based off of these experiences. But we would basically go to school after school, and we would sit in the development room, and we would finish writing and editing and just doing a last second push to get everything all set and ready before we send it off to be printed. Because that was the last day where we could be sending it off to get printed, where it would be able to be published and back at the school ready for distribution on time. So it was our rap party because like the teacher would buy a bunch of, like, we had a homeroom teacher / advisor. And out of her own pocket, she would buy a bunch of pizza, soda, donuts, whatever, and we would just like blast through the night working until we were exhausted. But difference was we would then go home. I feel like we were allowed to stay late, but they never quite told us we could spend the night. Especially because usually the next day was a school day. So yeah, we had to go home, but we were going home at like 4 in the morning. So we were basically taking a nap before we went back to school the next day. But that's basically what's happening here. This newspaper club is like spending the night. That'd be cute. Of course, it would have been really, really awkward because like I had a really big crush on one of the girls in the newspaper club. In fact, she later became my first like real girlfriend. Like truly like 100%. Like I dated people occasionally before, but that was the first time it really felt like a real, like there was something really special about our connection. And it's funny because we met through the school newspaper club.
はいよ、おやすみ。
He's like, what is happening?
何も見えない。椅子どこ？
How have we turned the lights off and shut the curtains, and within seconds, one person can't see anything and another person apparently kicked something?
花ちゃん、蹴っちゃった。ごめん。
Oh. Why are you even walking around?
そこが花ちゃんってことは、こ
Oh.
っちに。
She probably closed the curtain and now she's trying to get back to her like, I don't know, sleeping bag or something. She's just gonna step on everyone. What was that, an elbow?
ごめん、しんちゃん。
何が？僕だ、僕。
もう、どこがどこだか。なんか落ちた。
Turn a light on.
もういい。電気。いや、カーテン開けろ、カーテン。
オッケー。
She's gonna step on someone else.
小指、足の小指ぶつけた。
Oh, Takuru, just sit down, please. You're gonna hurt some. You already hurt someone and yourself. Stop. A dim light poured in from outside. I could see the outlines of the room. I had no idea what the heck Serika had done, but she was rubbing her head and her pinky toe simultaneously. Oh my gosh.
ねえ、これでも寝られるよね。
No, not with the light on. At least, like, maybe we can have the curtains open.
こんなことなら、もう少し片付けておけばよかった。
Also, are we sleeping on just cardboard on the ground? It was almost a new day. Since everybody had to be at a meeting early, I ended up staying at school after all. But since there were no beds, we had to sleep on our desks.
なあ、好きなやつとかいるの？
I'm not sure we can engage in the girl talk.
ん？
Huh?
何？お前に聞いてねえよ。女子二人。
Where did this come from?
いいからよ。いるのか？尾上。
私？みんな好きだよ。
What a great answer.
そういうんじゃなくて。いや、いい。和樹は？
She's just gonna look at you. I mean, to be fair, she gave you an audible response. Don't try to sleep and eat dried squid at the same time.
じゃあ、ファーストキスはいつだ？
まだだよ。
He's like, my dreams are being shattered. Why are all these girls so boring?
しんちゃんはいつなの？
I haven't either. We're all just. I was gonna say we're all just a bunch of virgins, but that's not a bad thing. But it's like he clearly is annoyed.
まあいい。夜の学校にお泊まりというイベントをお前ら相手に期待した俺が愚かだった。
そうだ、忘れてた。目覚まし5時でいいよね。
Yeah, so what is that gonna be like 30 minutes from now? She fiddled with her smartphone as she talked. What?
あれ？花ちゃん、どうしたの？
Was that Hana's voice? I've never heard her laugh before. It was so... Wait a second.
尾上の顔か？
なんで？
Or is it
変なの？私の顔。
the light from the screen probably like casting goofy shadows. The light from her phone screen lit up Setika's face in the darkness like a horror movie. She must have been waving her hand because it would appear, then disappear, then reappear again.
なに
Aww.
どういうツボだよ。
I couldn't help but agree with him. Did she love horror, or did she look like an enemy character in an MMO?
私の顔っておかしいの？
Aww, that's a cute laugh. Kazuki burst out laughing as Setika moved closer to her. What's so funny? What's so funny? Setika said as she moved closer. Then, for some reason, they started to tickle each other.
仲がよろしいことで。
Yeah, I'm glad they're such good friends. That's what a great line. Aw, that's cute. A lot had happened today, and they were all new experiences to me.
事件なんか追わなくても結構楽しいものでしょ？
She's got a point. Maybe I could.
タクル、もう事件なんか追わないって約束して帰ってきなさい。手伝ってほしいことたくさんあるの。
I mean, he at least should go home. There's no reason why he shouldn't go home. If I wanted to, I could go back to the orphanage and live the same life as everyone else. Or could I? Bro. Oh, baby. Yes, we're doing this.
こら、逃げちゃダメ。
There's no way we're going to sleep. Hey, stop screwing around and sleep, girls. Why do girls like to touch each other so much? It's not like you guys are lovers. Stop it. Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, I think guys could, I kind of could get all, like, get a touchy-feely too, but yeah, it's definitely on a different level, and it's definitely not the same. Eito and I are right next to you. Don't forget that. We're having a fun one. There's enough things to be said. What the fetch? What is this?
花ちゃんって胸大きいね。
Wait a minute. More? What is this? It's like a delusion in a delusion. I just read what she said. Oh gosh. Is more like... Is this gonna be entering like... Do I have to get the coconuts out for this? I mean... For science, right? I've never seen a delusion in a delusion before. This is wild.
花ちゃん、息荒いよ。
Oh gosh. Bro, I understand delusions, but when you're in a room with a bunch of people, not a good time for this, boy.
ね、キスしていい？しちゃうもんね。
Oh my gosh.
興奮してるの？かわいい。
Oh my gosh. YouTube, you're just gonna hate this additional.
私も興奮してきちゃった。
Okay, yeah, so it is bonus stuff. I wonder if they're gonna play with this in the future, as in like if there's gonna be like choices and like important decisions based on if you go deeper into a delusion or not. Cause that could be interesting. Cause it could like, I wonder if this could be like a way that as the player we could decide a delusion that we like excise on the world, right? Because we saw Taku in the first game being able to like imprint his delusions on reality sometimes. I wonder if when we dive this deep, we start accidentally manifesting. That'd be really interesting.
ねえ、花ちゃん。
I shouldn't be distracting myself though.
触って。
Can you imagine actually hearing this in real life, especially in high school? It's like, oh!
気持ちいい。
YouTube is gonna hate this.
そう。私の胸、ドキドキしてるの、感じる？
Gulp. I couldn't take it anymore. I gulped loudly. Kazuki and Sedeka suddenly stopped whispering. Oh no, they heard me. Oh.
ねえ、花ちゃん。
Oh no. I sense danger.
タクが私たちの声、盗み聞きしてるよ。
Of course he is.
うん、
It's not like you're being quiet. No, you're right next to me. I can't help it. I wanted to say that, but I couldn't speak. If I did, they'd know I was listening for sure.
花ちゃん、提案なんだけど、タクも混ぜてあげよっか。
We know this is a delusion now. ほ
どう？うん。オッケー。ねえ、タク？
Like, it's already got the weird wibbly, like, veiny things going on here, which is just awkward enough as it is. But look at his face. He's like, I'm so happy and terrified at the same time. Whew, boy.
こっちおいでよ。私と花ちゃんで、タクの体、たっぷりくすぐってあげる。
Bro. Anybody. I don't care who you are. I don't know anyone who could resist this. Crap, why did I close my eyes? My imagination started to get the better of me. It was their fault for saying stuff next to me. Oh, well, they weren't actually saying any of that. But just listening to them tickle each other was enough to excite a healthy young boy like me. I listened carefully for a moment and realized I could hear soft snoring. Had they fallen asleep while my imagination was in overdrive? Dang it, they need to consider my feelings too. I'd gotten so excited I wouldn't be able to get to sleep for a while. I needed to think of a way to kill some time. What's happening? Suddenly, Ito started to fidget. Is he awake? Did he know what I was thinking about? Bro, he's probably thinking the same thing. I got nervous for a second, but then he ignored me and took his phone to check the time.
どうした？忘れてた。そろそろ0時だぞ。
Oh, it's only midnight. You guys don't have to be here all the night. Oh, the news. Ito stood up and started to fiddle with the club's key.
はい。2015年10月10日0時になりました。皆様、ようこそいらっしゃいませ。K さんと申します。
Warning! It is time for finger food 2.0 today. Oh no. And remember I was talking about how I was worried about Kurisu? Like, technically, she might be out and about, or might have been out and about and got caught up in something, and will be discovered on the 10th. Like, that'd be horrible. I heard a familiar voice.
今日の夜は少し冷え込んでいますね。着実に秋が到来しているようです。いかがお過ごしでしょうか?
And we're in the complete opposite right now. Today was one of the first real full, feeling spring feeling days. Like, it was really warm. At least for me.
さて、本日放送の機会を設けさせていただいたのは、聞いてくださっている皆様なら、もうご存知ですね。本日、10月10日は、6年前に、ヴァンパイアと呼ばれた事件が起きた日付です。
My bad. I think finger food is next, after the vampire. She's right. I completely forgot. Today's October 10th. Somewhere in Shibuya, probably in the next 24 hours, someone will... No, I was just thinking about this. I can live the same life as everyone else. So I can just forget about the case.
電話？んだよ、こんなと。
Dude, if that's our phone, oh my gosh. Ito froze as he looked at the phone.
しんちゃん？
これまでの経緯をもう一度簡単に。
Her voice suddenly vanished. Ito had muted it. His hands were shaking a little.
おい。
What's up?
やべえ。なんだこれ。
Oh no. I don't want to be right. I don't want to be right.
何かだよ。電話。お前からだ。
Oh, fetch. That's bad. Oh, wait, it was our phone. No, that is still really bad. Because it's our phone. So it makes sense that they could call someone we had on our contacts list. But that means they got into our phone. That shouldn't have been possible.
Huh?
It took me a minute to understand what he was saying. Then he showed me the screen.
だからこれ見ろ。
Oh my gosh, Miyashiro Takuru. The screen read, Miyashiro Takuru. Miyashiro Takuru.
なん
How?
だよ、これ。
My phone was locked. No way. I called the company and had them shut down the account.
どうするんだよこれ。なあ。
If we shut down the account, maybe they just got our number, but how did they get our number knowing it was our number and then know to call him?
Huh?
I don't know what to do. Should I ignore it? I promised Kudosu that I'd give up on the case. No, wait. Is now really the time for that? My mind raced, but I couldn't come up with an answer. The next thing I knew, I'd grabbed the phone from Ito and answered it. There was silence, as everyone held their breath and watched me. I put the ear up to my phone and heard. I mean, nothing, but if it plays that crossing music, I'm going to lose it. Nothing. All I could hear was the sound of my own heartbeat. At some point, my breathing had become shallow and pained. I leaned against the nearby desk just to give myself some means of support. The person on the other end of the phone said nothing. What do I do? What do I do? Dang it, what the heck's going on? Say something, you idiot!
お前、誰だ?
My voice was shaking so much it was pathetic. Everyone was perfectly still as they watched. No good. I can't hear any... The knocking! Hang up! Hang up the phone! Stop it, no! Sounds like they were knocking on like a piece of metal.
おい、どうした？
I dropped the phone and fell to my knees. Sedaka had come over toward me. I grabbed her and held her tight. I was so scared, so scared. The knocking I'd heard when I was at the hotel. I frantically rubbed the ears that had been holding up to the phone, but it wouldn't stop, it wouldn't go away. The sound. I felt the sense of foreboding in the pit of my stomach. I'd snuck into the hospital and they'd stolen my phone. That wasn't something I could take back. Alright. We're gonna end things here. That was a really dark note to end things on, but it's festival time. It's time to brace ourselves. I think next week's gonna get pretty spicy. Although, knowing this game and knowing the pace it's setting, it might be a multi-episode like for the festival. But yeah, it's gonna kick off here. Like, this is gonna get crazy. Whatever's gonna happen, it's gonna get real bad. This is where the world starts to fall apart. But it also might be where we finally see our first evidence of delusions and or D-swords. So I'm very hopeful that we get to see something. Well, we'll get to all that next time. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're having a good start to your weekend. Goodness knows I need it. Recording this today, gotta be honest, I had a rough day. It was basically frantic the whole day, just trying to get everything done I need to get done. Work was just one of the crazier days I've had, and I didn't get to finish all the work I needed to get done. It also had a crazy storm that went through and just was really made a mess, and I had to go outside in it, and it was just, ugh. It was a lot. I need to get to bed. I'm really looking forward to getting some sleep, but also, man, I am just happy that I got to play this game. I was needing something, and this has been so de-stressing, but I still can't sit around too long. I need to get moving, so thank you for being here. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your attention, especially for the patrons and the channel supporters and members. I really appreciate you. I just want to make sure I'm doing my best to make good content. So, yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you for your support, your love, and your, glee at the pain that I go through as I torture myself over these stories. It's really fun. I know it is. I'm having fun, so it's all good. But I'm glad that you're here enjoying it with me. And hopefully I keep making content that keeps you coming back for more. So until the next video you're watching me, I would see me in next. I'll see you there.